Okay, good afternoon. This is Debbie Davis. It is May 24th, 2025. Okay, so yesterday I got this ridiculous ticket. Okay, I'm gonna show I'm gonna show the footage of what happened here. Okay, so that's okay. And as we know, this is not the first time for me. So, and I believe I know who is behind this, doing this to me, and I have evidence as to why I believe this information. Um, and I have been told before by somebody that this is Homeland Security money that's funding the deep state cops. Okay, now who is our Homeland Security Director? Kristi Noem. Okay, so, and I'll have more to say about her because, as you know, I have talked about that I have a house in South Dakota, but I have a very serious issue with the sheriff there, and there's been 9 felonies committed in our town, in our county. I couldn't believe the stuff I was hearing that has happened in South Dakota. Okay, and I've been on a radio show with Laura Hubble talking about it. She was a state representative for 8 years, and and she was the one who informed me of all kinds of stuff about Kristi Noem. She was running against her. Okay, but and then Kristi Noem won, and but she was a state representative for South Dakota before that. And I mean, this woman does not have any kind of a good reputation, and even while she was governor, she doesn't have a good reputation. The only thing she did well is speak well in front of a camera. Okay, but that anybody can act, just like any of these people, are Arcasio, whatever her name is. I mean, they're all just actors. Okay, so so this is what I had happen yesterday, and I was just out of town visiting, just a little bit south of the city, and I and of course they're, like I said, they're illegally surveilling me. Okay, so I was just at a stop sign. Okay, and the sheriff was to the right of me. Okay, and so I waved her along because she had the right of way, and she refused to go. She was just sitting there, openly stalking me. I waved her on a couple times, and then I decided to take a right into a bank that was just right around the corner here. So then I turn into the bank right around the corner, and there's an ATM. I was just going to go to the ATM machine at the bank, and here she is stalking me. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was sitting at a stop sign. They don't even know the law. Like, you are the law, and you don't know the law that you had the right of way. Do we need to look up the law here, officers? Because you had the right of way. Okay. So. As you know, as we all know in traffic school here, who has the right of way at a stop sign? Okay, the person to the right of you, right? Right. So we'll look this up. Okay. Okay. So we know this. If you're at a stop sign, the person to the right of you. So I was here, and I was here, and she was there. Okay, I was here, she was there, she was to the right of me. She had the right of way. She refused to move. So I tried waving her on a couple times, and then I decided, okay, I'm not going to go in front of her. And so I decided just to turn into a bank where there was an ATM, and then she proceeded to wrongfully stalk me illegally for no reason. Okay, the vehicle on the right has the right of way, as you can see. The vehicle on the right, she was on the right. Okay, so this is illegal stalking. Okay, so I personally believe that, okay, so yeah, and then, I mean, not only did she follow me, then I'm just waiting behind this person, and, I mean, literally, you're gonna, what, pull me over at an ATM. And then she gets out of the car and starts following me as I'm outside with my dog. Just having my dog, letting my dog out for a pee. She gets out and starts following me. I'm just behind a vehicle waiting to use the ATM. I get out of my car and I was letting my dog go out for pee, and she gets out and starts stalking me. Okay, so this is police stalking. This is, why do you think I'm so upset about the police? And this has gone on for years for me as a whistleblower. Years. They're getting the wrong information. It's coming down from above. And I apologize, the ones that were getting the wrong information, you have to understand you were getting the wrong information. And, and you have to stop following the wrong orders. Okay, I've talked about that before. But then there's the ones that are just criminal cops, okay, and they openly are criminal cops, and they're illegally stalking me to begin with. I'm completely an hour away. The only way you would even know I was there is if you were illegally stalking me on top of it. Okay, so I'm just done, with all this nonsense. We have to call out who these people are. So I have tried. And then now today we've got these unmarked police on the side of the roads. Okay, where is? Okay, right here. Unmarked, completely unmarked. Okay, unmarked. Okay, then and then up here, this is another unmarked one, and it looked like a CIA vehicle pretending to be a cop.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now we got CIA people pretending to be cops. That was a Dodge Charger.
Okay, so so now we got completely unmarked vehicles around here. Okay, so this is really scary. Okay, because I mean, it seems to be absolutely nobody policing the police. Okay, so, and in the past, when I was first started getting harassed so badly, I tried contacting this guy named Mark Rackett. He was supposed to be with Internal Affairs here. And I had some correspondence with him, and he asked me, who is it, a certain department that's following you? And at the time it was the state police. And I told him, and then and he was looking into it a little bit, and then I never heard back from him. Okay, but so I've had issues, like I said, in that okay, the reason why I mean, I have a house out there and I'm renting it out and everything, and it's, I'm thankful that I got the house out there, but we still have this issue with the sheriff and these crimes in this county. And I tried contacting her and sending her an official email about everything on October 1st, 2021. This is Kristi Noem's office. Okay, and she was formally contacted. Okay, and she was sent this information about all the crimes that were happening in our county, and the issue that I had. Well, now it's been 5 years that I've had this fake warrant, and after a certain time it's supposed to fall off. Okay, so I am trying to address that situation. Okay, but it is there is a lot of stuff that people have just not been honest about South Dakota. I got along with Trump really well. He liked to come. He would fly into North Dakota, and he was meeting with the farmers, and he was also checking on a military base in North Dakota when he would fly in. But then he would come into South Dakota, because there was just so much open land there, and he was attempting to try to get along with Kristi Noem. And she was, basically acting like she was trying to get along with him. But I personally believe it was all an act. She has never done one thing to help me. I'm a huge whistleblower. I've done I did a ton of stuff for President Trump. Yeah, no, she never responded. And then when I tried calling her office, this was around 2021. I was hung up on. They hung up on me. I was trying to formally address. I have like 9 sworn statements from people in McPherson County. I could not believe the type of things I was hearing about the crimes that were happening in South Dakota, people have never been prosecuted, and the things that this sheriff in our county, Sheriff Dave Ackerman, has gotten away with. Okay, so I mean, these are serious things. These are constitutional rights against us because we don't feel safe in our own homes. There, it's a constitutional violation. Where you don't feel safe and secure in your own home. Okay, I have a right as a citizen to feel safe and secure in my own home, and so she's violated my constitutional rights, and she's now our Homeland Security Director. I don't think so. This is what I'm trying to tell people today, is that who she really is. To feel safe and secure in home, it's I think a 4th Amendment and a 14th Amendment. Okay, constitutional law. Okay. Yeah, 4th Amendment right. Okay. So it's your 4th Amendment right under constitutional law. It's against unreasonable searches and seizures. Okay, so this like what happened to me yesterday was a 4th Amendment Constitution. I'm sitting there being harassed in my own country, in my own state, in a state where I grew up. I grew up in Minneapolis here. What happened is that I had just, the house that I got in South Dakota, what I bought from a friend of mine who, I bought it on it was called a family estate auction, and that's how I got the house. And so I thankfully I have a decent property there, and that I just have it for rent right now. So that's kind of what happened. But it's also the issue with why I'm not actually living there is because of these issues with these violations in this particular county are so serious, and I can't get her to address it. We can't get anybody to address it. It's dangerous. It's dangerous, and so I want to explain that more. Everybody was trying to trying to figure out if she was good or bad or which way she was going to go. Okay, she's never once been nice to me. She's never once addressed any of my concerns, and her office, like I said, they actually hung up on me. Okay, and now, and I've been told before that the deep state money, where the police are coming after you, I've been told by another targeted person that, Debbie, the deep state money that the police are getting, they were getting money on the side to target the targeted individuals. That deep state money was coming from Homeland Security. And I did a video exposing this before. So if you look up that video that I did, exposing Homeland Security money, you can look that up. I'll show that video.